just me. There's no in between. So this
is just me.
Is just me.
Why there is no in between.
So
This ain't my scene, I'll beg my leave. My face ain't clean, this is just me. Some ways I lean, escaping green. I state my dream, not in between. This ain't my scene, I'll beg my leave. My face ain't clean, this is just me. Some ways I lean, escaping green. No in between.
This is just me. A sound, a style, a groove, a rhythm.
No in between.
I know you have to say what you're given. I'll move on, yeah, I'll move on. 1 minute, then I'm gone. I'm gone. So this is just me. It's a sound, it's a style, it's a groove, it's a rhythm. No in between. I know you have to say what you're given. I'll move on, yeah, I'll move on. 1 minute, then I'm. 1 minute, then I'm. Just me, there's no in between. So this is just me. A sound, a style, a groove, a rhythm. No in between. I know you have to what you're given.
Hello, everybody, Facebook, YouTube. It's amazing to be here again with you today. I am Nastine.
Can I forget who I am? No, sorry. That would make me Peter. Hey, everyone.
Peter changed his introduction line, everyone. Did you
Mhm.
notice? It happens once a year.
They didn't see it coming.
Okay, so we are the co-founders of Explore ProTech Entrepreneurial Haven. We're building a home for entrepreneurs from around the world where they can connect, support, and love each other onto the Forbes 500 list. That is what we're doing. You are watching the Coffee Shop Conversation show. That is literally just an hour per week where entrepreneurs from around the world get together with us online. And what we do is we chill and we chat and we pretend we're going into a coffee shop conversation together, and we just talk about topics that are relevant to actual entrepreneurs. So that is what we will be doing today, and I want you to just sit back, relax, imagine that you just entered a coffee shop with your best friends in the world, and they just happen to be entrepreneurs, and we're just going to be chatting, okay?
And if I'm not mistaken, I think today is going to be slightly different, so hold on to your seats.
Yeah, today is going to be a fun one. We have lots lined up for you guys. Also, what was I wanting to say, Peter?
Chess.
So we're talking about peak performance in entrepreneurship today. But before we get into that, last week's topic was what could we learn from chess? Like, what can chess teach us about entrepreneurship? And I know you were all holding on to your hats and like being like super keen to see who would win when Nikki Nizar, our what would you call yourself, Nikki? Provincial chess champion or something.
Border chess.
He's a very important chess person in South Africa, okay? Challenged the Wolf, which is one of the best global international business coaches and TEDx speaker, to a chess match. And yeah, we were literally like, so last episode ended and no one knew who won, okay? So we just want to quickly find out, because I know all of you want to know, who won and what did you guys actually learn from this experience as it applies to entrepreneurship?
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think anyone won.
So let's hear from the Wolf. Wolf, can you please let us know what was the outcome of the game and what did this teach you guys about entrepreneurship? Just a quick update before we get into our topic for today.
I would like to pass it first to Nikki because he offered me to resign. The base that we call it how we end it. So I will pass it quickly to Nikki because I need to get something.
What do you want to get from me, Wolfgang? So if I was looking at points, I would have definitely said I would have won. But if I had to look at defensive, he played a very attacking game. I played a very defensive game. And if things kept on going, it would have been a very tight game where there would probably been 3 pieces left on the board for each of us, kind of thing. What it's actually taught me is, chess is a very patient game and you don't always get the results that you want. But at the end of the day, you have to look at it from other perspectives, and anything can change in one single move. And you got to learn how to prioritize which pieces need to be moved where and when they should as well. And I think that's the same for business.
Thank you so much, Nikki. And that is Nikki, our Chief Connection Apprentice at Explore ProTech. Remember, guys, as we go through this show, as you see someone you like and you think like, I want to connect with these people, like all the links are in the description below on this video. Just go and click, 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 connect. These are the best people in the world. You want to know them. So go ahead. Okay, Wolf, on to you. I see you got a book and everything. We did ask for the show.
I wrote a book. So this is how I would draw the game. So I realized that, I had a really straight idea how I wanted to start. Then I got a totally messy middle. Then I got some lucky shots. And then, I don't know, then thank God the game was over. And, but I got a couple of learnings. I wrote down that night. Always prepare who you play against with. And actually know who you play. Because when I found out how good Nikki was, I first lost my confidence, and but basically resumed pretty fast. And I attacked all the time because I thought this was the game to play. And so the second, I thought I could lose my credibility in the tribe for a second, but because if I would lose the game. So I realized I had something to lose that mattered to me. So, but I waved that away and just like thought about fighting. Third thing, after I lost my most important employee, the queen, I thought it's over. But when I look back in my life, I lost a lot of queens and life is not over. And I said, hey, now I can like play and focus and small things and win. And actually, this was really the game. Sometimes the most obvious person, like we are focused on the super talent in the team. And actually, it was not about that. I discovered that the talents were everywhere were talents. Everybody is capable of doing something. And we moved around. He was like, Nikki was really smart in defense. And until I killed his knight and his runner in 2 rows. And then I know like, bam, this is when I felt, hell yes. I can beat him right here now. I can beat him. I can destroy him for a second. I thought this. And I think it was a game. So, but I was really happy when the game was over and we settled. And it was a fair move. And I appreciated that.
Absolutely awesome.
Thank you so much, Wolf, for that feedback. I think we'll have to get you guys to do that again for us, or
We'll just need a longer show.
yeah. That is awesome. I love it.
No,
And I love
interesting learning. Yeah.
No, we'll teach Wolf how to do it quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think what I'll remember forever that really resonated with me was, yeah, well, I thought to myself, I've lost a lot of queens before and life wasn't over. So game on. That
Game
was
on.
awesome. Thanks so much, Wolf. Okay,
You're
guys,
welcome.
so on to the discussion for today. We have some really exciting things going on in our tribe at the moment. So one of our members, he's going to see if he's going to be able to join us, Dr. Maya Ntusani,
Oh, yes.
is attempting the World Guinness record for, I don't remember what, but he just has to run a lot.
The most ultra marathons completed in 1 month for the Guinness World Record.
I mean, that is insane. So
Come on.
that is happening. And then also we had like one of our members just like completely blindside us and be like, yeah, well, I think I'm going to just start an online gym because you guys need assistance. Like I'm starting an online wellness space and we're just going to like draw the peak performance out of everyone. So that is what, oh, and that is Brian, by the way. Say hi, Brian.
If you didn't already know.
So that is what inspired today's coffee shop topic, which is all about peak performance in entrepreneurship. Like, how do these people do it? You know those people where you just like look at them and you're like,
How do you do that?
you have the exact same amount of hours that I do in a day, but the results that you achieve is just like leveraged. So we want to talk about that today, peak performance in entrepreneurship. So I want to hear from our tribe members. If you will please put up your heart if you're happy to talk about this. I can see Christine has her finger
like
on the
on
mouse.
the button. She's like,
Ready.
this is like quick draw.
I want to hear from you guys. I want to see a heart on the screen if you're happy to answer this question for us. What is peak performance really? What is it?
We can't not let her speak.
Go for it, Christine. I want to hear from you. Because when I think peak performance, I'm like looking at you. I don't know about the rest of you, but it's just like you have this, everything is just going your way. What is peak performance really, Christine?
Well, I think it's when you recognize that you are not focused on pushing uphill. And it really comes down to vision casting. When you're in peak performance, your vision pulls you. So much of what we are not seeing is a lack of peak performance where we in fact are struggling, we're hustling, we're thinking hard work equals success, we're thinking if I just do more, it will happen. And I'm telling you, that's not what peak performance really is. Peak performance is when you have very clear vision, your vision pulls you forward, you're in momentum, and you're not struggling with the how, you're really clear on your why. And when you have clarity on your why, peak performance is something that is about flow. And I'm all about the flow.
I don't think we need to have the rest of the show.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. That's the
guys.
answer.
We can go home.
I love it. Thank you so much, Christine. I just love it. I adore it. And to add on to that, I'd love to hear from one of our original peak performance coaches. Because you know why I can realize like what you're speaking about, Christine, is because I am there. I'm living that dream. Like I'm producing results faster now than I ever did before. And the thing is, I'm working less hours. Maybe not less hard, but I'm working much less hours than I used to. But I'm getting more results.
Actually, not only that, you now have the time to do small things that you enjoy.
And big things that I enjoy.
And big things that you enjoy.
Like giant ice creams. Anyway, so one of the people that like fixed me, you know, got me from 21 hours working and producing not well, steady results, but not gigantic, amazing, incredible peak performance results was Peter, but the other person was Stephen Levy, one of the business coaches that built this network. So Stephen, I'm so keen to hear from you. And I want to guess, is it going to have something to do with you have to make what the appointment in your calendar with yourself is the most important one, something like that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
So now I don't have to say anything.
No, you still got to say your thing, but I'm just guessing.
It was a good guess. So I think, yeah, listen, I mean, what Christine said was really on the spot on, and that clarity of vision. But, you know, if you're exhausted, you're going to find it difficult to have any clarity at all.
And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, the one thing that they do neglect in terms of peak performance is themselves. Yet they're the most important person in their business, because if you are not, I'll show you behind here, it doesn't mean that I live it. But if you're not mentally and physically fit, then you're going to struggle. It's a tough journey as it is. And I think as an entrepreneur, business owner, or even if you're a leader of people in your business, you need to ensure that you're taking care of yourself so that you can perform at your best or show up at your best. We won't do it every day, but that's why there are guys like Brian De Castro around to get us into that, into shape and so on. But yeah, it's going to come back to, there's a strong guilt feeling amongst entrepreneurs of taking time off for themselves. I'm not talking about taking time off to be being lazy and doing nothing. And that, I suppose, you should also do sometimes. But I think, I think taking care of your mental and physical health is key to contributing to the success of your business and yourself as an entrepreneur, and your clients and your family and those people that you're leading in your business. So to everybody. And yeah, that's Stephen from Dare to Be Coaching and Beyond. And I'm very happy and esteemed to see you've done it. And there is one motto that's my motto this year that I did share with Brian earlier, is, and I'm living it and it's working. And it ties into Christine saying you don't necessarily have to work hard to be a success, but you slow down to speed up. And I think we need to. But I won't elaborate on that because there are other people that want to talk.
Thank you so much, Stephen. I love that. And yeah, I am doing that and I am having so much fun.
Don't you just love the journey from the beginning? If you look at when we first started, when you said the words to me, what is banter? From way back then to where we are now, and then we look at the people that were part of our journey and how they became involved in our journey and how we became involved in theirs, and we look where it's gone to. Mm-hmm. This is incredible.
I'm learning so much, guys. I mean, like, the other thing that I hope someone will also speak about in peak performance is leverage. So, why are you giggling?
Because I'm the king of leverage.
Yes. So financial leverage, social leverage if you're Peter, but just having that something in your life that amplifies your actions, I think that is super key to peak performance. Yeah. So Brian, I know like you started a whole freaking online gym business around this topic. So do you want to share with us what is peak performance really? Because I know like short version, because I know you have pillars and things and theories and stuff and live and dream. I can't remember everything, but you were actually also one of the people that were key in me making a lot of breakthroughs in my life.
Yeah, changes and choices as well.
Yeah, you feel a lot of the changes and choices that I made, and I mean, it's working. So can you tell us what is peak performance really?
That's exciting that you shared, and thank you for sharing the feedback on how it's been impacting you, because we're only just getting warmed up here. I think when I hear peak performance, I also think about optimization or lifestyle optimization in my space. And I was actually probably talking to Steve about this last week, which is optimization is defined as not necessarily having to have like 2% body fat and 50-inch vertical jump or anything like that. It's what is required for you to fulfill what is needed in your business, in your personal life, and can you meet those requirements inside of your vehicle, inside of your body? Because our body is what shows up and does the work. Our body shows up to do lead generation and our minds, right? So the more we're taking care of the vehicle, the greater the potential, right? So I think what I've been playing around with yourself and people coming to the juice bar and coming to the classes and inside of that community is getting the low-hanging fruit first, right? Like what's going on right now and what can we execute on like 48 hours from now, right? Which means I'm not expecting you to join a gym in 48 hours. Like, do you have a skipping rope? Do you have walking shoes? Do you have a door that you can open and walk out in outside and walk around the block? Like, what do you have access to, just so we can get you started, right? And if you commit to a 10-day process where we're connected the whole time, a lot can happen just by, in like just putting your intentions in place and making it work, right? So it's been exciting to witness and a lot of fun to kind of unfold with everybody.
Thank you so much, Brian. I love that. Yeah, just thank you for the amazing work that you're doing in this space. I mean, it sounds simple. Like when I first, Brian joined us for a training session in the tribe, right? And we were sitting there and he was just chatting through these things. And I was like, yeah, like one day, 10 years from now, when I can afford to take an hour off from work, I will be doing the jumping. Okay, Brian. But until then, it's not going to actually happen. But Brian just has this way where he kind of works with you on what's possible, like right now.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this particular space is not just about being prepared physically. I know that, Brian, that your space has got many coaches in it, and that it's mental, it's physical, it's spiritual. So it's actually a complete. It's more complete than just, are you fit?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That is what I absolutely love about that space. So you don't have to be the male specimen that the gods created. You don't have to be the ultimate female. You just have to arrive.
Yeah.
You have to arrive. I mean, that's it. I love that.
Yeah, and the concept of just come as you are, right? I've had clients say, I'm going to go for my physical, but I got to train first and get ready, bring my best foot forward, right? Which is funny, but I found that we can get caught in. I'm guilty of it too. I've been doing fitness since I was 12 years old, so this part is I've done well over my 10,000 hours here in this. So how I can leverage my knowledge and what I've been brought up into my whole life is very easy. When we talk business as a first generation business owner, that's a different game. So whatever people might be struggling with, like with their diet inside the wellness space, I encounter the same challenges inside of business and finances and staying focused and that stuff, right? So I can apply it. But I see coaches in the areas that help me move forward in where I haven't put in as much hours or haven't had as much influence. So I can completely relate to that same thing, but I too have to show up as I am. I can't get my books perfect before I show them to Nastine. I have to just bring them and say, help. Right. So we want to create a space, or we have created a space where it's safe to just show up. Right. And there's ways to, some people who have come out to the classes too have seen how people in different spectrums, some people showed up with injuries too. So we've had to make modifications so everyone gets what they need from the experience. We had a really fit guy come out on Friday and he was sweating and working hard. So we were able to provide him with what he needed as well. And it was the first time visiting, right? So it's exciting to do that and share with people how they can scale up and down in the same workout. What's cool about, I learned this from competing in CrossFit, which is everyone's delivered the same workout in the gym, but you're going to handle that task in a different way depending on your fitness level. But the underlying part, community part in a group exercise experience is we're going to battle together in this workout, and we're going to look at each other. And I don't know if I'm allowed to swear here, but look at each other, go, what the fuck? And go through that process together and then win by completing it and then moving on into our lives or businesses and everything. So there's definitely we can leverage group, to create the bond and the experience that everyone can get from a shared workout experience.
Yeah, I mean, talking about leveraging the group and creating a dynamic. There are a lot of people in this space that have experience of working solo, and there are a lot of people in this space that have experienced working in teams. And there are some people in this space that have actually experienced a real sense of community within a space. I mean, I can point them out. It's different, you know. It's for me, it's about, you can enter a space and not only are you there to help yourself, you're there to help others. And the point of that, and something that I really noticed, is that not only was Nestine making choices to step into a space to advance her being physically more fit, it was because it was mental and spiritual and physical, it was actually changing the decisions that she was making, which in turn was beneficial to our business, which was then beneficial to everything. Kind of just flowed in that direction. So this is not just a gym.
No, it's really not. It's a super special space. And again, like, thank you for creating it. And yeah, guys, if you want to become part of Brian's super special space, like, you have to try it at least once. Like, seriously, like, they have an offer right now where they take you through it for 2 weeks for free.
Natalie knows.
It's stunning. Just go there, experience what the actual coaches do with you, and just see how it starts changing your performance. It's really amazing. Also, we know now that Peter doesn't eat sweet potato, broccoli.
And don't boil the normal potato in the same pot as the sweet potato. You just make the normal potato taste like sweet potato.
Anyway, moving on from that, I also, I'm dying to hear from this person. Like, literally, Dr. Maya, I think you pulled over in the middle of the road and just like parked your car sideways just so that you could be on this show today. Like, we're so thankful that you actually made it.
Oh, yes.
Please tell us about the Guinness World Record thing you're doing, and like peak performance for entrepreneurs, and like, why are you not waiting? Why are you doing it now? It's like so exciting. What can other entrepreneurs learn from this? We'd love to hear it all.
Not only that, how can we support it?
Yeah.
Let's get the word out there.
No, thanks. I think maybe where I'd rather be starting with the conversation about peak performance, especially for entrepreneurs. As much as this will sound like a cliche, it always starts with that 3-lettered word. Why are you doing it? It's really the why. If you're not connected to the why, it doesn't matter what support, what motivation you have, you will not do it. So I think my entry point, both for what I'll talk about shortly, as far as the world record is concerned, but mainly focusing this, linking it to peak performance for entrepreneurs, is that you need the clarity of mind as to the why. And, I spoke to one guy who I met in one of these networks, and he directed to a book that maybe some of you have read, The One Thing. If you haven't read that book, it really solidifies the importance of why. What is the one thing that I can do such that when I do it, all other things become easier or unnecessary? So it's one way of clarifying your why. Now, incidentally, Peter spoke about this, and Brian. There are 5 things in my mind that are critical for entrepreneurs to perform at the high level and to really produce results. I'll write it in the chat. The One Thing, that's the name of the book, The One Thing. It's a yellow book, Wolfgang. But the first thing, once you clarify the why, then of the 5 things, then becomes the mindset. My experience is that you need to get your mind so focused and so attuned to your why that it becomes your second nature. It's like you're breathing your why. So your mindset needs to be so focused in achieving your why, in living your why, so that it doesn't matter what happens around you, you will achieve your why. So, and the same is for entrepreneurs. I mean, entrepreneurial space is a painful, joyful space. So you need to get a mindset of, I have burned the bridges, I have burned my boats, I need to win at whatever cost that are thrown at me. So to me, to enhance the performance for entrepreneurs is getting the mindset right. Now, second to that is the environment. Now, let me use an analogy. If you want to plant seedlings, you're not going to plant your seedlings in a sandy soil, or you're going to plant your seedlings where there are stones. So you always pay attention to the environment. So either literally or figuratively, or in terms of networks around yourselves, you need a fertile and an environment to allow you to support your mindset in achieving your why. So the environment cannot be toxic to be a peak performer. So this demands for you as an entrepreneur to dig deep. I spent a lot of time in meditation to clear my space, to clear my fridge, as I call it, to always clear the fridge so that I can get new food in the fridge. So the environment needs to be supportive. And to me, that is very important as the second thing. Now, thirdly, to drive performance for entrepreneurs, either startups or seasoned entrepreneurs, it's consistent work. And now I'm going to link this probably to what you asked me earlier, Ernestine, about the Guinness World Record. I'm not a professional sport person, but I've always been quite sporty, if that makes sense. And blame it to my grandmother. My grandmother, when I was growing up, she will send me to town when they are closing in 5 minutes time and say, please go get me this, and talking about distance of about 10 kilometers. But she will know that I will get there and bring it back. So I started running. So I'm mentioning that to say, to achieve your goals, you need consistent work. Now, what we usually see at the surface are the results of the hard work. What we don't see is the pain and the sweat and the hard work that happens before going to the podium. So in December, around Gauteng where I am, it has been raining a lot. Now, my running program for December, I only did not run for 5 days in December. I've been that's been naughty, but I ran, that will make it 26 days. Only 5 days I didn't run. Either of the 5 days I was traveling somewhere, or there was something that really stopped me. And that consistency is necessary. There are days when it was raining. So when it was raining, I'll put on the boots and put on the raincoat and I'll go running. There is nothing that replaces consistency in delivering the results as far as the work is concerned. There's no magic. There is no magic wand. There is nothing, at least in my opinion, is that consistent work, doing what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like doing it or not. Call it discipline, call it commitment, whatever you want to call it, but you need that consistency. That's number 3. Fourthly, it's the curveball. You will always get the curveball. So prepare for the curveball, but never move your eyes from your goal. So when it happens, so what? Life happens. I'll give you 2 examples. 2 years ago, I've never ran a normal comrade. So I've run the 2 virtual comrades. So basically running alone for 90 kilometers. When I was about to run the first 90 kilometers in 2020, on Thursday, I was bitten by a dog when just taking a nice walk. So I was upset. I got bitten by a dog on Thursday and I'm supposed to do the 90 kilometers on Sunday. But so what? Life happens. It's the curveball. Fortunately, it was not a bad bite. I treated it and I was able to run the 90 kilometers on Sunday. Last year, again, before the 90 kilometer comrades in April, I was involved in a terrible car accident. That was literally 66 days before the comrades. So life happens. So I had 2 options. I had to sit there and lament and complain about the world is not fair, or figure out how I'm going to recover within the 66 days and still run the comrades. The long and short, came the 12th of June, I was able to run and complete the comrades. So expect the curveball if you are to realize the results as an entrepreneur. And when such happens, so what? Move on, redirect your strategies, but never move your goal. And lastly, number 5, the devil is in the details. Now, as entrepreneurs, we usually have a bird's-eye view of what we want to do. Now, the bird's-eye view is very good and it motivates us, it drives us to achieve more, but the details are important. So I sometimes ask this question in some of the colleagues when I engage. If you are to run 1,000-step race, which step is more important? It's a very simple question. You're going to run 1,000 steps. Which step is important? Nisa is saying the first one. I'm not going to ask you why, but yes, it's important. I'm saying all the 1,000 steps when you are running are important. The first, the second, the third, the 10th, the 100th, the 100th, and you cannot jump a step when you're running. So the devil is in the details. So the first step will get you into the swing of things, will get you moving. But until you do the 1,000th step, you did not complete the journey, you did not deliver the results, you did not achieve. So the details are important. Each of the 1,000 steps is valuable when you're in the business of running. Each of those steps cumulatively are the ones that will make sure that you achieve the results, are the ones that will make sure that you reach your goal. So Justine, the Guinness World Record, it's again, it's the why. It's always looking at, I'm a very competitive person, and the person I'm competing with is myself. Every day I wake up and I compete with Maya for the better version of Maya. So this year, that competition is to complete a Guinness World Record. Again, is to get a better version of myself. We underestimate what we are capable of doing as entrepreneurs and as individuals. And it's only when we push the limits of our capabilities, we can really set the bar high for performance. So in this one is really the attempt to break the existing record of 4 ultra marathons in 1 month, and the record planning to set is 5. So the long and short, that's what it is. And I mean, as we're saying, how can we get the word out? I think what I've been doing in the last month was to be getting the environment, the body ready. So I've already done 1 ultra marathon just to feel how the pain will be, and it was hurting. But it's good because now I know what I'm going to be dealing with. And as entrepreneurs, you need to expose yourself to the things that no hurt, because it's only when we know how it will feel like when it hurts, we can put strategies to overcome those and be peak performers.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Maya. Can all of you just unmute and give him like a very big hand? That was amazing. I don't know about you guys, but I loved it. And your whole tribe will obviously be there. You just say the word and tell us where and when, and we will support you all the way. I mean, if Peter has to run every single ultra marathon with you, he will.
No, if Peter has to leverage the power of other people, he will make sure that other people run the marathon with you. And we are having some of those conversations in the background. So we'll see what happens with that.
Awesome. Guys, I want to hear from the rest of you now, all about peak performance. I mean, it's jazzing me up so much just being around all of you peak performers. I kind of feel like entrepreneurs have a certain type of personality. I feel like all of us kind of have like this competitive side to us. And when you put a bunch of us that are also really caring, nice, kind, and awesome human beings together like this, we just push each other like to achieve so much more than we could without each other. So I adore this, but I want to hear your actual comments on this. So if you're happy to speak, please put a heart up on the screen and we'll get some more of your comments on this topic.
Mr. Alan.
Alan!
Hello. So a couple of quick experiences. In university, I was on the men's 8 rowing team, novice guys. It took a lot of effort to go from slopping the water to rowing in unison in an old wooden 8, actually beating the senior team. Perseverance, communication, technique, all of that goes into building a team. And the team that we have here with Explore ProTech and all of your businesses, you all have a team. Take them, work with them, and listen. And eventually you have that boat sliding through the water really nice. The other piece is I had the good fortune to work with some very talented search and rescue people, some very talented mountaineers in Nelson, in BC, where I used to live. I led the group there. And what a great example of a well-oiled machine. We all come together on a volunteer basis to go bail people out of trouble. And we've got bankers, we've got mountain guides, we've got housewives, we've got kids just out of high school. And for that particular group, when they walked in that door to the search and rescue office, the egos were checked right there. And the whole team just worked to get the project done and then disbanded off. We went to do our other, whatever we were doing. So peak performance for me is taking those goals that you have and never taking your eye off the ball and doggedly going forward all the time. Most of us, what we're doing is our passion. So this part's easy. Going forward is easy. You keep going because it's your passion. You can call it fun. So Al McDonald, Centuria 120.
I love it, Alan. Thank you so much. I'm learning so much about you guys.
So we had a Christmas up.
Facebook and YouTube, if you see someone that you like, by the way, because I feel like you're getting to know us like never before today, please go into the description, click on the LinkedIn links. We want to connect with you. Christmas, you have something to say about peak performance.
Hey. Wow. So we've got somebody who's doing Guinness Book of Records and marathons. We've got a professional trainer who's got an online gym. We've got Pete and the Steve. We've got all these amazing people. I can't compete. There's so many things to do, and now I'm going to do peak performance. So the thing I wanted to say is remember where you are and what your journey is. Be kind to you as well. For some people, your peak performance may actually have been getting out of bed today, having something to eat, showering, and showing up. And that bar constantly moves. That bar constantly moves forward. And yes, every step's important, but you can't get to step 200 or 3,000 or whatever without your first step. So my point about peak performance is give yourself a break in some ways and look at your day and say to yourself, you know what? I know today I did not meet some of my deadlines. I did not get a lot of the work done that I wanted to. But I'm ending the day. I got the most important stuff done. I've got a smile on my face. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. And for today, that was my peak performance. And tomorrow, I'm going to wake up and push that bar just that one step further. So be kind to yourself. Enjoy the journey. Know where you're at. And it's great to be competitive. It's great to have amazing inspirational people like Mayor and Alan and Brian and Christine and Peter and Steve and all of these people you got to keep up with. It's great. It pushes you to push that bar a little bit further. But at the end of the day, know where you're at your journey and be kind to yourself and say, is it real? Is it realistic? And is it achievable? And then you're at your peak performance. And just add one little bit every day. Make that first step, do something, get out there, keep moving, and just go. Always something is always better than nothing. That's it for me, Chris Colby from Live to Dream. I forgot to spotlight myself so you won't see my face, but anyway, I can't do two things at once. I'm Chris from Live to Dream. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Chris. I feel like I already ticked some of those boxes today, so you make me feel so much better. So next up, let's quickly hear from Natalie Clark.
Hi, everybody. Absolutely. All of the topics and the tips and the tricks that we've learned are epic. In order to be in peak performance, however, you have to start with foundation. What are you putting in? Are you eating right? Are you making sure that the vitamins you get are making sure that you are strong, your brain can work? Are you sitting in fight, flight, or fright mode? Have you taken that mindset time to step off the wheel for a little bit and just change your footing? All of these things are important foundation steps. You can't be in peak performance if you haven't built your body up, so that when you've got the hurdles and the obstacles and the challenges and the traumas that hit you, you can take them in your stride, take a deep breath, as you say, and a step back, and then still move forward. Because peak performance is about what's going on here and the strength you have inside yourself. And that only comes from what's going in. And only you can control what's going in. Only you can control what you're thinking about. Only you can control what you're eating. If you're living on junk food diets and you're rushing around pulling McDonald's on the fast track, you're not feeding yourself with the stuff that's going to feed your brain and your nervous system. And therefore, you're not going to be in peak performance. So that's my little insert. And it's Natalie Clark, Just Be Coaching Company, Johannesburg, South Africa. And I'm out.
Thank you, Natalie. Let's go to Lana.
We can lip read.
Oh my word, hello. I didn't realize you're going to choose me. Sure. Peak performance. What do I think about that? Let me think. Sorry, I've been listening so attentively to everybody that I can hardly remember my name. Now, everybody is so interesting and I love all the energy. Peak performance, I also feel that I agree with Natalie. If we make sure the foundation is available, and like Nestine asked, does it make us competitive if we're an entrepreneur? And I love what Christine said. Was it Christine that said that it's about being driven and not losing faith? That is my big, one of my wishes for this year is to go back to that basic belief, that basic faith. But you have to have a proper foundation and you have to drive it. So to me, that is peak performance. I think somebody that shoots up, they don't have the foundation in place. They're winging it. Everybody is very impressed around them, but they drop like that because they didn't have their ducks in a row, really. So I love that foundation and building and then just having that faith in yourself. Thank you. Lana Sinclair from Entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Lana. Awesome. I'm just loving today's topic. Like, I'm just getting to know you guys now, and it's such an awesome, fun feeling. We have 3 more people, so I do think we're going to go a little tiny bit of a time, Chris. But we'll try to fit it in. We have like 5 minutes.
We'll squish it.
We have 5 minutes, okay? So first person that I really want to hear about is the person that is going to be teaching me headstands in the online gym. And like my main torture person, he's epic. Coach Dan.
Yes.
Awesome. Hey everyone, my name's Dan. Sorry I came late today. I'm basically one of the team members of Brian. And I think everyone kind of nailed what I was going to say, but just kind of re-enhance the fact. I think it has a lot to do with getting up early, getting a good night's sleep, eating the right food, staying on top of your exercise. Because if you don't have the proper energy, then you're not going to perform at the optimal level you want to. So just being in a high energy state and having that mindset and also sticking to your winning habits.
Thank
Oh,
you so
yes,
much,
yes,
Coach
yes, yes.
Dan. So, guys, if you come to the Energy Boost class in the online gym, that's where you get to know more about Coach Dan and the way that he teaches us jumping jacks and all kind of funny, fun things. But he teaches it in such a fun way. It's just like, you're like, what? I get to do jumping jacks? This is so fun. I hate jumping jacks, but not today.
When in the meantime, it's actually Pinky in the Brain and how are we taking over the world?
Okay, so let's quickly hear from our two guests. Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah, we want to hear
Yes.
from our guests.
Yes.
Cassie, just go for it. Like, I know you have so much to say.
We just have to unmute you.
Yeah, you're muted.
Oh,
We can't hear you. Let's see if Kathy can fix
Let me
her
see. Is this
sound.
working now?
Yes.
All right. Sometimes I wear a headset, sometimes I don't. The whole part about foundations is so huge. And, you know, as a past personal trainer, I mean, the physical part is huge, what you put in your body, but we also forget about what we do with our mind. So what do you put in your mind every single day? And what do you allow? What are you choosing to think about every single day? What are you allowing to feel every day? Because that's going to actually affect a big way of how you behave. Like, what do you follow through with? You know, are you allowing yourself to feel that pity? Or even like if you're sad or stressed out, do you allow yourself to feel that stress? Or do you try to hide it and go and buffer with overeating or over drinking or, you know, just doing other stuff that you really don't need to do? Because that peak performance means going through those hard times, even when it doesn't feel good. And then learning, how do you manage that? How do you manage that mindset? You know, is there something in a belief system that you've been carrying on that you need to rebuild so you can start believing something else to allow you to move freely? Or do you just need to learn how to, like, okay, you know what? Yeah, this is tough, but you know what? I can get through it and I'm going to be okay. Like, it's just a feeling. It's just a vibration in my body. So that peak performance is such a huge part of that emotional, physical, but then also that emotional mindset too in there is such a big part of that. Big part of your foundation.
Love it.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yes.
We know who Brian is going to be poaching for his wellness space. Okay, and last but not least, let's hear from Kelly.
Okay, now I had a meeting. Sorry, Kelly, but I had the most amazing meeting with Kelly. And every single time she's in one of these events, I'm like, okay, now I'm waiting. I want to hear.
That's a lot of pressure. I was just going to say I love everything that everybody's talking about. Yesterday, my husband was on a bike trainer. He's riding on Zwift. He's doing some crazy challenge where he's going to bike for like 24 hours. So he was biking yesterday in our back room, and I went back in there, and he was like, I'm in my zone, and he was, you know, pedaling crazy and had the music going. So I was thinking about zone, and I feel like for me, peak performance is like when all that's in alignment, where we're in our zone of genius of, you know, how we serve best, who we serve best, and what really lights us up. And then having that also in alignment with our why. So I feel like that's, for me, that's, you know, when I really niche down, I used to do all the things in my business. I was kind of in this role of just doing all the things. And when I really got clear on, you know, what I did best and who I served best and what lit me up, it just all kind of flowed way better. And so I think it was Christine that talked about flow. And for me, that really aligns with that.
Epic. Thank you so much, Kelly. Brian, do you have some last words of wisdom to say to our entrepreneurs to wrap up the call?
Yeah, just keep showing up. I posted something a while ago about, you know, if you're only 63% today, give us your best 63%. One of the tricks we do, or one of the tools we use before the workouts, especially before Dan's energy boost, is the pre-workout evaluating how you are physically, mentally, and spiritually. And it takes seconds to do, but you can produce a number that tells you how stressed out you are right now. And should you bite off a little bit more today, or should you chill a little bit so you can live to fight another day? So that kept me out of overtraining a lot of the time. But yeah, just come as you are, bring what you have, and it's all good. We just build from there. The minimum effective dose that will get you the needle moving forward, right?
Awesome. I love it. Guys, and on that note, like, I hope you've enjoyed this hour with us again. I feel super energized. I'm so ready to just tackle life.
And let's just get this straight. Before we say goodbye to YouTube and the guys on Facebook in the group, just because we're saying goodbye doesn't mean the people in the meeting have to leave.
Okay, guys, so YouTube, Facebook, please continue the conversation on the YouTube channel in the comments. All you have to do is drop your comments and your gold, and we can literally chat forever about this topic.
We will drop the link to the wellness space, the juice bar, in the chat.
Yeah.
Pop in and visit. I mean, come on.
Be really cool to see you there. Anyway, on that note, that is our thoughts on peak performance as an entrepreneur. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you chilled out for a bit and just connected with some friends and some entrepreneurs from around the world. Remember, we will be here again, same place, same time next week on YouTube, on Facebook, just here, so you can come and chill with us and have a coffee shop chat with your favorite entrepreneurs from around the world. Remember to connect with everyone in the description, and we will see you again next week. Lots of love, and may all your wildest entrepreneurs